and we are beginning. This is our second class on 5th of October 2020. Last time we had discussed, please mute your mics. Last time we had discussed drama, characteristics of drama. Today we would carry this discussion further. We discussed what is tragedy, what is comedy, what are domestic tragedy, what do you mean by domestic tragedy, what do you mean by social tragedy, and so on. So today we would be discussing this further, and let me just start the video. Oh, sorry, the slide. Can you see the slide now?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Slide is not visible to you?
Ma'am, it is visible.
It is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, say we come to revenge tragedy. Now, as the name suggests, you can understand the meaning of this term, revenge tragedy. Right? Tragedy means that. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Please mute your mics. Mute your mics. Tragedy means at the end there is going to be death of the hero. Okay? And in modern tragedy, you will see that it is not only death, but it is separation also from the loved ones. Now, in revenge, what happens? It will such kind of drama which ends in death, which has murder or revenge or ghosts or some kind of mutilation taking part in it. Mutilation means?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, slide is not visible.
Yes.
Slide
It's not visible. It's
Yeah,
not visible.
now it is. Now it is. Now it is.
Okay. Okay. So drama in which there is a death of a hero, and this death occurs as a result of murder, revenge, the tragedy that has ghosts. Then there is a mutilation, means cutting off head, cutting off uh, um, hands, parts of the body. So that is called revenge. So it was a dramatic genre. Genre means type of drama, a variety of drama that flourished in late Elizabethan and Jacobean period. In your course, you have to study Renaissance age, right? Drama that was written in Renaissance age. So this we will be doing in our next class. But for this time, I just want to make you familiar with these terms. Renaissance means this you would have done in your first year. Elizabethan age and Jacobean age, they both come under the category of Renaissance. Okay, late Elizabethan age and the complete Jacobean age. This was the period when revenge tragedy was written. Example of revenge tragedy is like Keats's Spanish tragedy, John Webster's Duchess of Malfi. In these tragedies, you find that there is lot of revenge taking place. All the planning and manipulations, conniving, all these things take place, and finally the main character is murdered. right? Now after this, we move to the next type of drama, which is known as melodrama. This term I had introduced you while we were discussing tragedy also, if you remember last time. Now, melodrama is often accompanied by music. Musical plays in which the emotions are heightened. Everything is shown to be intense. It may not be such a serious thing, it may not be such a deep thing, but it will be shown as if it is something very intense. You would have heard the term opera. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You oh, okay. You would have heard the term opera, where you would not have seen, but in movies, people, you see opera made. Have you seen Dil Chahta Hai? Dil Chahta Hai movie you would have seen.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. There, I think
Yes, ma'am.
they have shown an opera going on, where the actress comes, she is singing of all sadness, and her voice is in high pitch and very shrill. Okay, so in the movie, the hero makes fun of that kind of drama, and the heroine is, I think it is Preeti Zinta only. She is weeping. I don't know if you remember that scene or not.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is opera. Yes. So that is opera. That means there is musical. It's a musical drama. There are instruments playing. Everything is in the form of song. Emotions are heightened, and the characters, they are flat types. See, in drama, the protagonist, the hero or the heroine, whoever is the main character, can be round type or can be flat. Now, round type characters mean that in the beginning what they are, they change till the end. They evolve, they grow, they develop, they become mentally more mature. Okay, so that is round character. Flat character means the characters, they remain as they are. Their nature does not change from beginning of the play till the end. In the round characters, the circumstances are such that the actions that the hero takes are such that they change the main character. That is round character. And in the flat type characters, the dramatist does not show the main character to change or evolve. They remain as they are. So melodrama all have, yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
the flat type characters, they do not undergo character development, and the round types, they develop throughout the story.
Yes.
That is what you are trying to say.
Yes. Okay. Correct. You have understood it correctly. This is what I am saying.
Ma'am,
So in tragedy, yes,
ma'am, so in melodrama, these both types are included or just the flat type is included in that?
they are flat types.
Only flat types, ma'am.
Okay. Melodrama, yes. Melodrama has flat characters.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In tragedies or in the serious tragedies especially, the character develops. For example, you have read Macbeth. You have you read Macbeth? Hamlet? First year,
No,
which
ma'am.
play of Shakespeare did you read?
We didn't read
You
any
read
play
some
of
plays?
Shakespeare. No, ma'am, not in first year.
No, ma'am.
So whichever play you read, this time you are having King Lear and one more play, two tragedies of Shakespeare. There we will see how the characters they evolve from innocence. How do they get knowledge about themselves and the world? How do they get mature? So in melodrama, you do not find such things. Then here drama relies on the implausible events and sensational action. These again are the two characteristics. Implausible means something that cannot take place in reality. Okay, which are not possible. Such things will happen. So you cannot believe those things in real life. And they have to cause some kind of sensation. Melodrama thrives on sensation. Okay, so melodrama appears to deal with serious subjects, but its seriousness is only pretense. Pretense means false dikhava, you call it, na? It is false appearance.
To make
It's
something
not
look
real, it is false appearance. Yes, they
Demonstration.
pretend as if, yes, that is why, you know, in
yes.
the movie how Amir Khan laughs at the opera and Preeti Zinta, she is so sensitive, she is so emotional that she weeps, right? And the person who is logical will not believe melodrama. And the person who is very sensitive will become emotionally stirred up on watching melodrama. So this again is a kind of a drama that falls in the category of tragedy. It will make you weep, right? Then this is again one more kind of tragedy which is called romantic tragedy. Okay.
Ma'am?
Now the word
Ma'am?
itself, yes.
Ma'am, melodrama can also be
Yes.
funny at some points, no? Because the subject is not serious, but it is
No, but then
exaggerated.
it's not. It's exaggerated comedy is called something else. We will come to that also. It is not exaggerated comedy is not melodrama. Exaggerated tragedy is melodrama. Okay, and what is exaggerated comedy we are going to discuss in this lecture. You will have to wait for some minutes. Okay, now come to romantic tragedy. You know what romance is? Love for nature, love between human beings, love between man and woman. These all are called romances. Adventures, they all come under romance. Now, romantic tragedy means you find lovers there and they either die in the end or they are separated in the end. That is what romantic tragedy is. So many movies are romantic tragedies. Old movies, I mean, new movies we find very few which are romantic tragedy. And in drama also, which is staged, for example, in Elizabethan age, Renaissance age, Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. We all know the story of Romeo and Juliet because the same story has been written in different cultures, in different ways it has been presented, but the end is same. Okay. Now, when we move to another kind of drama, this is called heroic drama. What is heroic drama? You do not have any philosophical question in this drama. For example, you know, when we did domestic tragedy, social tragedy, there's a kind of a philosophy that genders are equal, right? Caste system or racial prejudices. We have different philosophies regarding that in a good society, in a democratic society, in a healthy society, there should not be any discrimination. Okay, in this in now heroic drama, we do not have any big philosophical question, okay, of good, evil, or what is man's relation with God or supernatural. Such philosophical questions are not there, but they abide by the rule of poetic justice and portray swashbuckling adventures. Means a hero goes on an adventure and he performs many brave deeds. He fights against all the bad powers. He shows his courage. He is strong. He is respected. Such drama are called heroic drama.
Ma'am,
Now, there is one
Ma'am?
more. Yes.
ma'am, what is
Yeah.
poetic justice?
Okay. Now, poetic justice means, see, you know, in real life, do you always find good action being rewarded and bad action being punished in real life? Honestly speaking, just tell me.
Ma'am. No, ma'am. Not
Do you
always.
find this? Not
Ma'am, not
always.
always.
We find some.
Not always.
Not always. Yes, this is what I am saying. Sometimes good actions do not lead to reward. You act in a good way, but then for that good thing you may be punished also, right? But when we find this, do you or the people who come to know about this, do they feel good taste? They feel good about it? No. They say, no, this is not a justice, this should not have happened. Because we as a human beings believe that good should always be rewarded and evil should always be punished. This is idealistically we believe, but practically this does not always happen, right? So reality is hard, it is harsh, okay? Reality is often harsh, but in literature, because we are reading literature for aesthetic pleasure, okay, so aesthetic pleasure we will get only when we see good rewarded and evil punished, isn't it?
But
Will you
mostly
feel
the things
pleasure on
are
reading the literature?
fantasized.
Yes, see what happens, that you call this thing as fantasized because in reality you believe that sometimes good is not rewarded, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Evil is not punished. So you say that this is not realistic. If it is not realistic, what it is poetic in literature. Poetic means imaginative justice. Okay, we would like to imagine that good is always rewarded. This gives us peace. This gives us calmness. This gives us delight. This gives us aesthetic pleasure. Right? This justice
Okay,
appears
ma'am.
to be beautiful. Got it? This is what poetic
Yes, ma'am.
justice is. Right? Now we move to another genre of drama, which is called comedy. Till now we had talked about tragedy.
Tragedy.
Tragedy, different kind of tragedies. We talked about definition given by Aristotle. In the time of Aristotle, what was tragedy, and then there are how many kinds of tragedy. Now we would discuss comedy. Okay. Now, what is comedy? Comedy will focus on
Ma'am,
pleasure. Yes.
ma'am, it's not like Aristotle defined that the medium of drama is tragedy is poetic, but it's not necessary, because domestic tragedy is written in prose and some revenge tragedy is also written in.
Justice is found everywhere. It is in heroic drama that you find poetic justice. Okay. Poetic drama you find heroic drama, you find poetic justice, but domestic tragedies are realistic. They will not give you poetic justice.
No, ma'am.
They
I'm
will
saying
show
the
you.
medium.
Yeah.
I'm saying the medium doesn't always isn't always poetry. Like tragedy is also written in prose. I mean, Aristotle said that the medium is
No.
poetic, but
This poetic, no, this by poetic justice we do not mean verse form. We are not talking about
ma'am, I
verse and
understood.
prose here. Then
No,
what's
ma'am,
your
I
doubt?
understood what poetic justice
You
means.
understood.
I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking, it is not necessary for a tragedy to be written in poetry, right? Because domestic tragedy is written in prose and
Yes. Tragedies and all, they were written in verse form during the age of Aristotle.
okay.
In the classical
That is
age,
why.
literature meant verse. Literature meant verse in classical age. But as we move further, tragedies are written both in verse and usually in prose form now. All the drama is nowadays written in prose form until and unless it is not a musical drama. Like melodrama will be musical, right?
Music.
So there
Yes,
it will be verse.
ma'am, you told that domestic and all these tragedies are new, present day tragedies. They are
Yeah.
defined today.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Aristotle had defined that in 330 BC. So that's the very old definition of the tragedy.
Right.
Is different, right?
Yes, right. Now see, I have clubbed all the tragedy and different types of tragedy together. In next lecture, we will be talking about what is Renaissance drama, what is Renaissance tragedy, what do you mean by Jacobean drama. Okay, then all these things will be clear. For present, just remember what is tragedy and what are different types of tragedy. They are written both in verse form and prose form. Okay. And in early ages, it was written in verse form. Nowadays, usually all the tragedies and comedies, all types of drama, they are written in prose form. But sometimes they are also written in verse form. At present, this much is enough. Okay. During which age, in which way drama was written, this we will be doing in our next class. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this
Yes.
clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
now let's come to comedy. Now, comedy, you all think that comedy is something that makes you laugh loudly, right? Now here you can focus on these 2 points, that comedy is a drama that gives you pleasure and that amuses you. Something that amuses you makes you laugh, something that gives you pleasure makes you smile. Okay, that means the ending is always happy. So the spectators or the viewers, the audience, they are made to feel confident that no great disaster will occur. No calamity is going to fall upon. And usually the action turns out to be happy for all. All are united, all get what they want in their lives. Okay, so this gives pleasure. There is a critic and a theorist named Allardyce Nicole. He describes 3 techniques of comedy which create comic detachment. Now this we will be discussing later. At present, just I have given you introduction of this. That is derision, incongruity and automatism. Is what makes you like laugh, or something. Derision means something that you look down upon. Comedy can be of different types. So some comedies are based on derision, some are based on incongruities, and some are based on automatism. This I am not going to discuss now. Okay, as we will be discussing different types of comedy, we will come to these things. Now, moving ahead, what is farce? Now this is important, because one of the question that you asked earlier, this is related to that. Farce is a type of a comedy which is designed to provoke the audience to hearty laughter, belly laugh. Belly laugh, पेट पकड़ के हंसना. That is belly laugh. Okay? You hold your stomach and laugh heartily. This employs highly exaggerated or caricatured type of character. In melodrama, the emotions are intensified, everything is exaggerated in a way that is made to cry, but it is so much heightened that you feel, no, this is not realistic. In the similar way, in farce, everything is caricatured, cartooned in such a way, it is so much exaggerated that you just hold your belly and go on laughing. Comedians like Charlie Chaplin was master of farce. Comedy of manners. Again, this is also a kind of a comedy and is considered to be high comedy, good quality comedy. Have you seen? Okay, I'll tell you later on. It uses verbal wit. Comedy of manners means verbal wit. Verbal means in words.
Or
See, such
orally.
comedies are not considered good comedy. Like in some of the movies, you see there's a blind man and who is trying to cross the road and he falls upon. Who are those actors? Kader Khan and all. So such comedies are not considered to be good comedies, where you are laughing at the disability of a person. Right? In a good society, a person would not laugh at the disability of a person. So that kind of comedy is not considered good comedy by the people of literature who are more sensible and sensitive. Right? Or you find some movies in which the hero stammers and people laugh at that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
stammering again is a kind of a limitation of a person. You do not, that is not comedy of manners. Comedy of manners is a comedy like suppose there is a very rich person, okay, and then if that person is very miser, you find such dramas also. So you laugh at that. This person can spend money, then why is he suffering due to his idea of saving money? Okay, so that is comedy of manners. So verbal wit. Verbal means in words, intelligence is expressed that results into laughter. And then sarcasm is also a kind of a comedy. Sarcasm means vyang.
To make fun of someone in a sort of a funny
Yes,
way.
in a way that, yes, when you are saying something but meaning is something other, and the person does not realize at that time. It is so witty, it is so witty that a person is unable to realize, oh, I was made fun of. Right? So that is sarcasm. Witty.
Ma'am,
Witty
is
use of
it taunting?
words. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is it like taunting
Yes,
someone?
correct. It is, yes, it's like taunting. Right. So that is sarcasm. That also creates humor. Okay, to depict the charm and reveal the pretensions of the characters. As I told you, pretension, a person is rich, can give money, but will show that he doesn't have money, he is hiding his pocket not to help others in a funny way. Okay, so that is pretension. So such things will make us laugh. Shakespeare wrote a play, and many of his plays, they fall in this category, farce. Now coming to another kind of comedy, which is called sentimental comedy. Now, comedy of manners we have discussed. From comedy of manners gave birth to sentimental comedy. This was written in 15th century. Okay, and it depicted a life of middle class people. Okay. So Sheridan was a dramatist. He wrote two comedies, The Rivals, A School for Scandal. How in society some small thing can become scandal. From one mouth to other mouth, it is carried on, and that's trivial, small, petty thing which did not mean something becomes scandal. Sentimental comedy. Okay, sentiments. Comedy arising out of sentiments, over sentimental, being over sentimental, leading to laughter and all. So that is sentimental comedy. Is this clear? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
in your okay, now in your syllabus you have Renaissance drama and Jacobean drama. They both together, they Elizabethan drama and Jacobean drama, they both together are known as Renaissance drama. So in the next class we shall be doing characteristics of age of Renaissance. So come prepared. Maybe day after tomorrow we will be again having the class, which is uh, which will be called which will be based on this thing, Renaissance drama. Okay, and the characteristics of Renaissance drama we would be discussing. So be prepared for that, and we shall be doing that. So yes,
Yes.
anyone wants to say
Ma'am,
something?
comedy of humor is left.
You all
One
can
more
switch
thing.
on your please switch on your video so that I can see you also. Yes,
Ma'am, comedy of
you
humor
all
is
can
left.
switch on the comedy of humor. Yes, there are several kinds of comedy. There are comedy of humor, there's comedy of errors. Comedy of errors, have you seen the movie Angur?
No, ma'am. No,
Angur?
ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Uh, so there are several kinds of comedies
No.
which are left. I have not covered. You can switch on your video so that I can see faces also, and you can have mic should be mute. Only who speaks should unmute the mic. Otherwise, mic should be muted. Yeah,
Ma'am, the notes
comedy
that
of
you gave on the notes that you gave
yes,
on the website Google, it had comedy of
yes.
humors. It has. Will you explain it? Is it a part of our syllabus?
Okay. No, actually, see, there are several kinds of dramas. Okay, so comedy of humor was a special type of like sentimental comedy. It came out from comedy of manners. In the similar way, comedy of humor was written by Ben Jonson. Okay, and you know, humor is actually not a simple word. Humor does not today. What is the word meaning of the word humor was not the meaning during the time of Ben Jonson. By humor, you know, in Ayurveda they say Vat, Kaph, Pitta. No? So these are the things that is called humor. That was called humor during that day, that period. So when when Johnson talked about comedy of humor, he was talking about, you know, blood, phlegm, then as I told you, there's a thing called pith, and in Hindi, bile we call it in English. So then it can. He says that the nature of the man depends upon what kind of element dominates in his body. Some people are melancholic by nature. Some people are, you know, they laugh without reason. They are very happy by nature. Okay, so a person's physical condition and the nature, that depends upon the humor of the person, and out of that, when a comedy arises out of the humor, by humor he meant that thing, So because of such temperamental things, when the comedy arises, then that comedy is known as comedy of humor. Comedy of humor. Yes. He even wrote a play, Every Man in His Humor. This is the title of the play by Ben Jonson, Every Man in His Humor. Right? So there are indefinite types of drama. Basically, you can divide it into tragedy, comedy, and tragi-comedy. Tragi-comedy means it has certain elements of tragedy in it, and it has comedy also.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the difference between comedy and humor?
Now, let first make me clear that what humor are you talking about? Matlab humor by Ben Jonson or today's humor?
Ma'am, I don't know, ma'am. I used to think that they are one of the same things. Like I wasn't knowing that they are two different terms.
No, this humor which I told you, that depends, tells about the temperament of a person. It is no more in use nowadays. That was only in the time of Ben Jonson. Okay, humor means something that makes you laugh, and comedy is the drama that makes you laugh, that has humor in it. Is it clear by this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
ma'am,
so ma'am,
comedy.
now we can say that humor is a part of the comedy.
Yes, humor, comedy depends on humor. There should be humor,
Yeah.
that there should be something to entertain the audience. The purpose of comedy is to entertain the audience. And in literature, literature, this entertainment should be aesthetic. Okay, aesthetic entertainment, aesthetic pleasure it should be. This is why I differentiated good humor from the humor which is not considered to be good, which is not a humor at all. Because such type of humor, the example that I gave you, like a blind person falling upon, stumbling upon, this is not something you will laugh at. You will laugh at if a girl, very stylish girl, you know, in high heels, she is walking and she's not treating people well, and such girl, if she stumbles in her style and she falls upon, maybe then you may have a laugh. Right? But if a blind man falls down, you will not laugh, you will feel sensitive towards that person. Okay, so this is how in literature we differentiate between good humor and bad taste. Right? Now I think everything is clear, and the more you study, you will do, more doubts you will have, and we will be discussing it in the later class. It is very good that our class is very lively, and you are really taking interest, and you have so many doubts, and at the same time you are understanding the things very well. I consider myself very lucky to have this class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
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 Ma'am,
Thank you.
next class, what will you be teaching in the next class?
Yes, in
What
the
will
next
you
class,
teach in the next class?
I'll
Ma'am
tell you
already
about
told
the
na.
characteristics of
Characteristics of
Renaissance
Renaissance.
drama.
Is of friends. Okay.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Oh,
Thank you, ma'am.
bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.